Part 1 only had English language movies. Good catch, you're right. Here's Part 2. 2 sections, 11 films, 1 bonus. Starting with the one that hits closest to home, especially for MTB riders. The origin story of mountain biking. Marin County, California, late 1960s. A group of hippies started riding modified pre-war bikes down the slopes of Mount Tamalpais. Scavenged from junkyards, fitted with motorcycle parts, flying down completely untouched trails at full speed. Gary Fisher, Joe Breeze, Tom Ritchie, Charlie Kelly. The people who invented the sport you ride are all in this film. 90 minutes. The billion-dollar industry started on a hillside with a stolen old bike and zero budget. This is where it all began. Rating: 4 out of 5. The origin story of your sport. Watch it. Rwanda, 2006. Former U.S. pro cyclist Jacques Boyer moves to Africa to coach a group of genocide survivors who want to form a national cycling team. Adrian Nyanshuti lost 60 members of his family in the 1994 genocide, including 6 brothers. He became Rwanda's first Olympic cyclist. Narrated by Forrest Whitaker. Shot over 6 years. The title has a double meaning, the team rising and Boyer finding redemption of his own. One of the most affecting cycling documentaries ever made. Rating: 4 out of 5. Not about the bike, about second chances. 1986 Tour de France. Hinault promised his teammate Lambert he'd help him win, then attacked him for 3 weeks straight. Both men are interviewed in this film. Both completely convinced they're right. Decades later,
that was me.
Still no agreement. ESPN 30 for 30. Watch it and pick a side. You won't be able to help yourself. Rating: 4.5 over 5. 2 men, 1 story, 0 agreement. Starts as a guy documenting his own doping experiment on a bike. Ends at the Kremlin. Somewhere in the middle, he accidentally exposed the biggest sports scandal in history. Oscar for Best Documentary. Watch it knowing nothing. Trust me. Rating: 5 out of 5. Starts on a bike, ends at the Kremlin. Every cycling documentary since has been trying to be this. Danish director Jørgen Leth followed the 1976 Paris-Roubaix with motorcycles, helicopters, and cameras everywhere. 111 minutes on the cobblestones of northern France. Roads so brutal, they're described in the film as no longer used for traffic, only for cattle and cycle races. Merckx, De Vlamingh, Mertens, Moser. 4 of the greatest riders ever, all on the same course. Half a century later, still the benchmark. Rating: 5 out of 5. The standard, full stop. Australia, 1983. 3 teenagers stolen walkie-talkies, bank robbers. Manly, Sydney. Nicole Kidman in one of her first ever roles. The BMX stunts are real. The finale is ridiculous. Friday night film, no thinking required. Rating: 3.5 out of 5. Nicole Kidman, BMX, bank robbers, yes. Ghislain Lambert was born on the exact same day as Eddie Merckx. Same country, same obsession. That's where the similarities end. Belgian tragicomedy about the domestique, the water carrier who suffers at the back while someone else gets the trophy. Benoit Poelvoorde is extraordinary. Rating, 4 out of 5. The best film about losing in cycling ever made. Tim Burton's first film. Pee-wee's bike gets stolen. He crosses America to find it. This is Bicycle Thieves, remade as a Tim Burton fever dream. Same structure, same obsession, same truth. The bike is everything. Lose it, lose yourself. Opens with Pee-wee dreaming he won the Tour de France. This film knows exactly what it's doing. Rating, 4 out of 5. Bicycle Thieves in a Tim Burton fever dream. French animated film. Tour de France riders kidnapped by the French mafia. Grandmother chases them to America. Almost no dialogue. Nominated for 2 Oscars. The cyclists are drawn as hollow, skeletal, machine-like figures. All legs, no soul. The most honest visual metaphor for what the tour does to a human body that cinema has produced. The opening sequence alone is worth it. Rating, 4.5 over 5. Bizarre, beautiful, unforgettable. 11-year-old boy abandoned by his father. Father sold everything. But Cyril is convinced he kept the bike. Dardenne Brothers, Grand Prix at Cannes. The bike is freedom, connection, the last thing left. Nobody races, nobody trains. But it will hit you harder than any race film on this list. Rating, 4.5 over 5. The bike as the last thing left. Should have been in part 1. You called it out. Post-war Rome. Man gets a job. Needs a bike. Bike gets stolen on day 1. He and his son search the city. That's the whole plot. It will destroy you. One of the greatest films ever made. Not just cycling films, films. No excuses. Rating, 5 out of 5. The most powerful bike film ever made. One more. 27 minutes, free online. Shot on 65 pounds by a photography student on a gray beach in northern England. Using his younger brother as the actor because he couldn't afford anyone else. That student was Ridley Scott. The brother was Tony Scott. Before Alien, before Gladiator, before Top Gun. Just a boy, a bicycle, and a beach. Music by John Barry, the James Bond composer, who loved it so much he scored it for almost nothing. Watch it this week. "11 films, 1 bonus, 3 perfect fives." The origin story of mountain biking. Rwandan genocide survivors riding to the Olympics. And Ridley Scott on a beach before any of it existed. Drop your picks in the comments. You can guess which movies are coming next in Part 3. Subscribe if you ride. See you on the next one.